Da 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 da. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How Nadi? How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you're so very welcome indeed. I am going to be hosting the African Fashion Awards today, so I'm kind of halfway dressed, and I thought, let me do this very heavily demanded episode before I go. For those of you that are asking, what is this? This is none other than Kwanima Accessories. She is absolutely fabulous, because when I went out for lunch yesterday, I also carried this bag and she custom made this for me. Just look at the little knit pocket in front as well, which is so gorgeous, and then the lining inside. This has turned out to be my favorite black bag to date. Kwanima Accessories, she's a wonderful, young, beautiful designer who came for my meet and greet, and she gifted me this beautiful bag, and I was just in love, and she went ahead to do this for me, which I'll be wearing when I am hosting the awards. So why are we here? Well, darling, it be like say this thing done naka kill leg very well. We are still on Regina Daniels and old husband Ned Nwoko's matter. And a lot has come to light over the past couple of days, of which I have given myself some kind of mental rest, because I say, I beg Joe, let me go and do something else. But when I say, for me, this matter never finished. So here we are. It be like say this rumor of Regina Daniels where they carry drugs. This rumor, I dey call am rumor because last time I checked, I have not yet seen any document where say him be drug addict. Needless to say, now so they just they carry am, they go for town saying na Regina be drug addict. Now somebody come give me this episode. I think it's called Keeping It Real with Kiki. You people in Nigeria, you will know her. Keeping It Real with Kiki. I dey greet una. In fact, I dey salute una. And if you have any time at all, I don't mind if you and I have a little kiki about this matter. I'm here in London, but I'm sure you and I can work it out because your guest is from America. What do you want to talk about? Make una listen first, then I go come back, make a comment.
If you're marrying Kiki into a polygamous family, you need to know what you're getting into. And I believe Regina knew what she was getting into. There are things we don't see on social media. Competition with the wives. Who is Ned taking out today? Who is Ned taking out tomorrow? But what happened on Saturday, everybody has made Ned the villain. Some people are saying, why should he talk about her drug abuse? Some of you don't even know what drug abuse is. When you've been battling so much.
I hear you. We will get there. We will get there as we forge ahead with this conversation. Sure. But with due respect, ma'am, I'd rather not have the media thrown under the bus, because, it's my profession. You have also practiced it, and I hold it in high regard, and I understand your concerns regarding media being held accountable. That is one of the reasons why you are on this platform today, because we are trying to make sure that we actually address the root causes of this issue, and making sure that constructive criticism is brought to fall instead of assumption. Now, putting that aside, let's accept that Senator Ned's claim that Regina was destructive and slapped staff members for one moment. My question is about proportionality and power here. A young wife in a vast, powerful man's household allegedly has a violent episode. Interesting narrative. The response from that man, or for me to use a better adjective, a powerful man, is not to call the police to file an official report, which would legally document our own alleged crime, so to speak, but instead launch a public campaign about our mental health and demand international rehabilitation. Isn't this a classic move, power move, if you ask me? That's my first question. Using this health narrative now to control a young woman, rather than engaging with her allegedly in terms of actions through the legal system, where she would have the right and due process. What's your take on this?
Okay, Kike, I disagree with you. And I said this to you yesterday. Why do I disagree with you? Because we are Nigerians. In Nigeria, We do things the way we want. And I hear it all the time. Kemi, we're not in America. In America, it'll be different. Number one, as Nigerians and a serving senator, who wants to put their private life out there that their wife is hooked on drugs? What Regina was going through on that night in that video is called psychosis. When you're in psychosis because of drug abuse, because of different kind of drugs in your system, opiates, marijuana, cocaine, all the drugs he listed. Because of that, when you have psychosis, you start attacking people, you start destroying property, you start doing a lot of stuff, and people have to restrain you. Did Ned, I spoke to Ned, this is how it started. I chatted Ned, and Ned was typing. I mean, I am not a typer, okay? It's like when you're writing on WhatsApp, 1 line, 2 lines, but when you have 8 to 10 lines, he was just typing and chatting me, and when it got so long that I couldn't even catch up reading what he's writing and replying, he now picked up the phone and called me. And I said, why is it that you did not arrest the people supplying Regina drugs? You said a friend, you mentioned a friend's first name, and you mentioned her brother. Why did you not arrest them for supplying him drugs? Do we do that in Nigeria? Like I said, we're Nigerians. We try to keep it under wraps because nobody wants it to be out there. But when it gets bad and the patient or the person of interest has psychosis, then everybody gets frustrated. When Ned wrote me in the chat and said, my health is deteriorating. I did a video on TikTok. I did a live on Instagram yesterday for 3 hours, but most people on that live were Americans, as in Nigerians that are in America that late. My health is deteriorating because of your situation. I am very concerned about you and your health. And I'm also concerned about what is going to happen to the children. Now, when a 60-something-year-old man says that his health is deteriorating and he's concerned about, his wife, and in that same chat, he said, I don't know which one of you is giving you these drugs. I don't know which one of your friends is giving you these drugs, but it has to stop. Ned typed things like as if he was dealing with a daughter. The internet has castigated Ned. They have called me someone working for him. They have said he is on my payroll. Ned has not given me a penny, and I have not asked him for a penny. I am not working for him in PR. I am not acting as a journalist. I'm acting as a friend to the family. And what I'm saying to people is that when somebody in his 60s is actually pleading for help, no one has ever thought about this man's mental health. What about Ned's mental health? What about Ned that has to represent his constituents in the Senate for that matter? Where are the Senate wives? There are senators' wives out there. 1 or 2 of them have spoken to me. Why are they not speaking out? Why are they not helping Regina go home? I'm only concerned about Regina's mental health, and that's it. And Kike, what I told you yesterday, I called Chairman Marwa at the NDLEA. He's out of the country. I spoke to Femi and I linked finally. We had a meeting and I said, you need to let us do this show again. We did a show about marital crisis and how women go into drugs. We've done it 3 times. We'll do a 4th one because the awareness has to be out there. Where are the senators' wives? I called them out. 2 of them contacted me. There's a lot we can't say. There's a lot happening. Kike, we spoke yesterday. There's a lot we cannot say on these public channels.
Dr. Kemi.
Think of them. Yeah.
Dr. Kemi, many thanks for that insight, But I must ask you these 2 questions because as you are speaking, 2 things came to mind. Senator Ned Nwoku has claimed that Regina is battling drug and alcohol abuse. Has even alleged that a woman named Anne, which I must clarify is not Annie Macaulay. A woman named Anne.
Yeah, he has already confirmed to me.
A woman named Anne is one of our drug supplier, alongside other names that have been mentioned. Given this public and damaging accusation, has there been any veritable proof provided? Specifically, have the police been involved to test Regina for substance in her system, similar to how Ned previously pensioned Jarima to be medically examined? I remember a month or a few years ago when Jarima was brought to court. That's my first question to you. My second question, because of what your earlier submission, is the fact that Senator Ned-Nwoko has presented videos of damaging properties as evidence that Regina is the violent one. However, in a conflict, how can we be sure that property damage isn't a reaction to or a symptom of a different form of victimization, such as sustained emotional abuse or control? How do we separate the cause from the effect in this situation?
I love the stance of where Kiki took, because everything is hearsay. I don't talk am before I go talk am again. We have to change our mindset. The way we think, we have to change it. Polygamy is something that should not be entertained. It's a harem. It only benefits one person, and that's the man. Who does it benefit? It benefits him. He can sleep around with all the women he likes, and he can have as many women in his home as he likes, according to how the women will say, let us be managing it because of money. That is why I tell you, young girls, try and make something of yourself. Financial independence is the only power, it's the only influence that will give you the courage to get up and walk away. It's only what? It's only money. Regina, with your small cheeks, come here. Because when I don't see the wahala where you don't cause yourself, I want to marry older. Well, we've already broken that down. Your older aunties. It's because your father wasn't present. And so you have now gone ahead and went to go and marry this man that you are kneeling down for, that you are this. It can never be equal.
So the stress is not from this. The stress is from her not resting.
Okay.
Oh, she would not tell me, look, you are not my father. She would tell me, I swear to God. She said, you are not my father. I said, no, I'm your husband. Go to bed. Please, record it.
You are my everything.
Please, you have to do my house every day. So that she will do this. She will do this every day.
You don't do it. I agree.
I love that.
Even if he opens his pant to you, it can never be equal. And it's not a fair stance for your children. But that's water under the bridge. They don't tell me, say, Una never really reach home. So my worry is that who is taking care of the kids? Are the kids with you, or is somebody taking care of your two little baby boys? Because I'm sure that it would be too much to ask of the other women in the harem over there to take care of your children. Not their job, not their children. It's a hot smoking mess. But I absolutely focus on Ned-Nwoko. Yes, I do, Mr. E.T. Because you lived your life. You made all of your mistakes. Nobody came to come and judge you. And you have this appetite for only virgins.
My uncles had brought some local girls from saying, you marry this woman. But I said, no, they don't meet what I want. You have a taste. Oh, yes. I mean, well, you must have been a man of vision to be able to cite a woman and say, I see something in this woman to marry her. I mean, for her particularly, I married her because she is from my place. I can't marry a woman who is not a virgin.
And when this thing broke loose and it don't scatter for internet, now when you come talk, say, in day drugs.
Calm down. Did anything happen to my sister? In this house? In this house? Okay. In Ned-Nwoko's house.
No.
In Ned-Nwoko's house, I am nothing. But in my house, I am a queen.
No, you're still as valuable. Mom, look at me. Look at me, Mom.
Baby,
Mom.
once again, I cannot stand the violence. It's too much. It's too much.
Don't go give water now. Don't go give water. Just relax.
I bet give her water, Daria.
Just wait. Just
I
relax.
actually want something.
Just relax.
Wait. Shame on you.
Are you bringing out a gun?
Yeah. Can you imagine? Wait! Can you imagine this?
We're begging you, please. Please,
Now go is something you fight. I mean, now go is something you fight. Mama, you never. Basami, calm down. Basami, don't do. You don't do. You don't do.
take you down.
You don't do. Okay, me and check him. I say you won't use your gun. Basami, calm down, please.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because in all the child's acting career, and I'm referring now to Regina, because Regina is now 25, maybe /27. Since she started acting since 7 years old, we have not heard of her doing drugs. So this commentator who came on to Keeping It Real with Kiki was not keeping it real at all, because she was trying to influence, talking about, yes, I had this, I that. Darling, Dr. Nat, I don't believe you. You know why? Let's talk about the evidence. Why don't we get a blood test from Regina to find out exactly what kind of drug she has been taking? Let's start there. Let us get all of the drug dealers. Let us round it up. While you are busy doing that, make sure you carry all the thugs when you do no consent to come beat Regina and her family. Also grab those as well. It is a system that only works for men, and I don't like it. That's why I stand 10 toes deep for women, because who will stand for her if it's not us? As a woman, you should think twice. But you see, there are devils amongst us as well. That's the only way that I can say it. I'm so disappointed. I just did very, very disgusted, because you're supposed to protect. If we cannot say, you know what, keep the union together, if we cannot give advice to Nwed, then the very least we can do is to support our ally. No matter what, Regina is a woman. She's a young woman who could not be controlled by the mother, definitely, because the mother looked at her as a meal ticket. And because you were looked upon as a meal ticket, you felt I have authority, I have right. You might have that in her house, but you had no experience, and that is how you fell into the lion's den. Do you see now? Where's the Lamborghini that you are talking about? And you wanted to be drinking Hennessy, and you rather cry in there. This cry na shaggy. The cry past the money. It's not worth it, Regina. You are young. You can still rebuild your life. I'm not telling you to leave your husband, because I know that you want to stay there because of the children, or for whatever reason. It's going to take some time for you to digest this trauma and this international headlines, because I'm in England and this interviewer was in America. Every Niger person, they enter this matter. You have become a global phenomenon, and not necessarily for a good thing. But that's a lesson for you and for your peers, because you were there showing off and making bragasaurus. I have to also take you into accountability, but I give you only 5%. I give your Baba Laba husband 95%. She's a young woman. What did you expect of her? She cannot know the ways of the world. Maybe she wanted to break free. Maybe she just did not want to be a mother all day long, stay at home, telling her to rest. What kind of nonsensical advice is that? You're telling a 25, 27-year-old to go and sleep and go and rest. The only time that she wants to do that, and she's not really doing that, is when she wants to get active in between the sheets, of which you have little to no energy. 100%. Let her rest. Let her this. She wants to see the world. She wants to dance all night. She wants to go out and buy beautiful, shiny, expensive things, because that's what you do at 25 years old. Or didn't you know? But you don't know, Baba Lagba, because you know what? You are in your 60s, Papa. You're in your 60s. So that's when you want to rest up. That's what you want to do. But that's not what she wants to do. You want to do luncheons. She wants to do all night longs. That's what she wants to do. So, A, we don't know where Regina is. And then 2, most importantly, every social media outlet here is talking about drugs, her drugs, her drugs. Why don't we talk about Nwed Oko marrying a young girl, marrying so many women, to the point that Regina being number 6, and then he has children, yafu all over the place. Is he taking care of them? Maybe financially, maybe. But is he taking care of them emotionally? Is he taking care of them spiritually? Is he pouring love into them? No, he's only pouring his old spams, old worms. That's all I gotta say on the matter. I will be back for part 2. So drop it down in the comments. Make una chook mouth onto this matter and let me know. I got a show to do, my darlings, and I hope I'll see you there. All of my love. Don't forget, make una subscribe, make una like, and I will see una tonight. Last, I'll see you tomorrow. All of my love.